Right, welcome back to the project. It's a week later. So in the kitchen, the main event is that we are working on switching over the water supply from lead pipework to completely plastic. This is the new water supply. We've brought it to where we want to have the stop tap, so near where the kitchen sink is going to be. I haven't completely designed the kitchen yet, but I do know that this is the position. This blue wire is a copper wire leading all the way through the house, and it follows the course of the pipework. And that tracer wire means that you can, when they are trying to find the water pipe again, then they can just use a machine to pick that up. I think that should actually be wrapped around the pipe, but because we're putting under the slab, it'll do the same job. It's not a special wire. We stripped down some other wire and laid it through. We put in some structural stud work. This will stay exposed for a while until we get all of the electrics and the plumbing works put in. Eventually the boiler is going to be on the other side of this wall. We've got to run the underfloor heating pipes through the wall, up into the manifold at the back to connect in. So the room on the other side is going to be a kind of combined office and plant room and laundry. Moving back through to the rest of the house. Living room has taken shape. We've got all of the foamed glass all whacked down, ready for the next layer. We've got some electrics to move around here because this window used to be a door, so there's a light switch over there which makes no sense anymore. Through to the front, I'll show you where the water pipe comes out. So we've dug it all the way through the front garden, and you need to take the pipe to the perimeter of your property. At that point, the Bristol Water in this case will come in and connect it into the mains, and it's their responsibility beyond there. All of the connection work beyond is funded, so we just have to pay for the work to get it to the perimeter. So the detail at the front door we didn't anticipate, and we've remedied now. So essentially we had to dig down to take up the slab which was below. That meant that we had a bit of a spill between the inside and the outside of the house. So we've built it up in block work to contain the foamed glass on the inside, and also created a little bit of a French drain on the outside at the threshold, which means that any damp will be directed away from the house. Moving upstairs. Into the big room. I haven't thought of a better name for this one, it's just the big room. Today we are putting in new electrics. We've taken up all the flooring, which was all gluey and nasty, exposed all the electrics. The Noggins are in, so they've taken the twist out of these old joists. There's a couple of good lines down there, and the floor is a lot less bouncy than it was as well. We're going to put the electrics in under the floor, get them to the positions that we need them, put the caber deck down, and then work on doing the same steel work to stabilise the wall at ceiling level, this wiggly wall. And then when we're working at the ceiling level, put in the lighting. So we're just working on the ring at the bottom at the moment with the electrician. Yeah, we're just walking the plank across that room. The middle bedroom, we've taken the ceiling down, put in the helibar to tie the chimney stack, what remains of the chimney stack. Of course, it's been taken down to roof level, and the roof has been historically before this project started, the roof had been built over the top of the chimney stack. So the chimney stack was pulling away from the wall. This has all been tied together with helibars, stitched together. And there's also another crack to the right of the chimney stack, which has been stitched together with helibars and resined in. So yeah, that's all ready to go to the next stage. Into the back room. The bathroom's been cleaned, so I've got the door open this time. It was shameful before. This is a horrible layout. It's got the shower is in front of the window, and it's just nasty. So I'm looking at what to do with the planning here. I've got a couple of options, which I'll have to decide on soon. In the back room, we've replaced the floorboards. Where there was a hearth under here and there was the chimney which we've taken out. Now when you're replacing the floorboards, it's important to get the longest lengths that you can and stagger the joints, because if you were to just get bits of board and then just extend it where the hearth was, it looks terrible, and it's the first thing that you see when you come into the room. So the key thing is take the boards up, stagger them. If you need to get longer boards from somewhere else, do that. Salvage them from the rooms downstairs, which is what we've done here. They're exactly the same size, and put those in. And I think that's it in this room. Now with the front room, so when we took the boiler out, the heating system was decommissioned. So we've removed the radiator from under the window. And this is a little bit, we've got the sequencing wrong. Matt, what you should back there. We got the sequencing a little bit wrong because the wedges that we put in to level the floor, we put in while the skirting board was still in place, which made it a little bit awkward to get the skirting board out. If we'd taken the skirting board off before, we could have reused it. Going back into the room. As it is, it's all kind of knackered now, which, it's a lesson learned. Right, I thought I'd just show you some of the bits that we're using. These are helibars. They're like a twisted metal bar, which is then resined into the wall. These go between the brick in the mortar, between the bricks. So you dig it out, put them in, and then gack them in. So things that we found when we were taking down the plasterwork in the middle bedroom, big chunks of lime plaster. I am actually going to keep some of these and use them for permeability tests later, because I'm a bit geeky like that. We also discovered that previously they'd used actually rags and paper. These are architectural drawings which were smooshed into the plasterwork, apparently from the 1960s. So behind the resin are the helibars. They've been chased into the joints between the bricks, pushed back in there, and then resined in place, and these are going nowhere. So we're using NuHeat for the underfloor heating. Recommended by my plumber, and they've been brilliant. The technical advice is excellent, which has been really, really helpful. So in these boxes we have, these are the underfloor heating pipes. This is the cork for the perimeter. So there's a line of cork which goes just around the external walls to create a little bit of a thermal buffer between the slab and the external walls, so that we'll get that cut down. We also have the clip system for the pipes, and this will be laid on top of the grid. And cable ties, lots of cable ties. The grid, this is the grid system in the storage shed. Whoa! It's quite heavy. Woo! Yeah, so basically we've got the tamp down glass. Then we enclose it with another layer of membrane, fold the bottom layer over the top. Then this gets laid down on top of that. Then we have the clips. They go down with the with these, and then we put the pipes in according to the plan that we've got. NuHeat have been brilliant, and they've sent a little. They've sent a folder with full installation instructions, including the plan of where all the pipes go. Now the different colours are different zones, so they come off different manifolds, which go back to where the boiler is at the end. There's also a little detail of the construction that we're using. So this is what we're following.